sa. Udu kwa numua. Uwe u kata mua. Kosh unishuka tumo. Ewi aki. Dasho. Pokte. Kosh. Sukwahan. Wonke tu pukok. Ewi. Suno. Great Spirit. Insects. Winged ones. Four-legged and two-legged. The four directions: earth, wind, fire, and water. Thunder beings, the four winds. Let us walk softly on earth mother. Let us share honor and love. Let us learn to be good. All my relations.
Waters from the bay wash the shore on one side, while the sea tides roll in on the other. Teeming little towns, small villages, and fishing wharves blaze in the summer sun, peopled by weather-beaten men, smoking pipes and mending nets. Here are names, too. Proud names of proud families with ties to early colonial history. The history of a peninsula founded only a few short years after Jamestown, and originally inhabited by red men, whose tribal names, Pungati, Machipongo, Akahana, still mark towns and islands and creeks along this shore. The eastern shore holds a special charm, for neither progress nor time has made her stale. She is a sublime mixture of the old and the new. She boasts places of wild, rare beauty, where the wind blows high in the pines, and the white wing of the gull flashes across the sun, and the untamed waves wash the sand sea clean. Perhaps it is this closeness to elemental things, this land, this water, that weaves a spell of enchantment that lends an almost unconscious feeling of peace, contentment, and calm.
descendants. I, Thomas Newport, who as a child was traded to the Powhatan, became known as Thomas Savage by the local colonists, will step out of the musty pages of history and down from the antique shelves of time to reenact for you the discovery and settlement of this very land whereon you sit. From his village at Nuswadix, or Nandua as it came to be called, the chief of the Accomack tribe, Debadivan, hosted the annual harvest celebration. There, the tribal chiefs Kiptopeke and Tapayapan came to hold council with Debadivan in the year 1618.
When winter comes and you return to your homes, enjoy the fruits of summer labors. My brother, before we take our leave, we must counsel with you. It is told that the white men invade
our land. What can you tell of it?
I can tell you much of this white man. He comes not to invade your homes, but for peace and friendship, to trade. He comes to do no harm, or I would have told you. He understands our ways and speaks our tongue, for he has lived with our Powhatan brothers across the water.
What does he want of us?
Only that which Creator has given us in plenty: corn, squash, other food supplies, which grow scarce with the settlers on the western shore.
But why the white settlers? Not to trade with our Powhatan brothers.
Powhatan seeks only violence and would make war with the settlers.
Have we nothing to fear of these white traders?
I have told you of my friend, Tom Newport. We are friends. I trust him. Do you not trust your sachem as well?
Our brother has spoken. We will see what this white trade brings.
Now go in peace, my brothers and sisters, and free your spirits of false whispers.
The Accomack Indians, unlike the Powhatans across the bay, wanted no part of wars with the white man. They found little need to pillage for food when the earth offered it up so abundantly. They had little need of weapons of war when distance and isolation provided their best defense. They were willing to share the eastern shore with the white man when he came. Thomas Savage, or Tom Newport as the Indians called him, was the first to make friends with the Indians of the Kingdom of Accomack. Shortly after Governor Yardley's arrival in Jamestown, Savage approached him concerning the land on the eastern shore.
Ensign Savage will speak with you, sir.
Ensign Savage?
Yes.
Oh, Ensign Thomas Savage. Show him in.
Right away, sir. Right this way.
Young man, I have heard of your services to the colony. You have been an invaluable liaison between the settlers and the Indians.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to have been of use to the colonists, but I did not come for praise.
What did you come for?
I come to bid you welcome to Jamestown, sir.
Thank you.
To tell you of a bit of exploring I've recently done across the bay.
Where is this place?
The Indians call it Accomack, which in their language means on the other side of the water place, with whom Debadevan is chief. They call him Sachem.
I've had reports of this land, but you speak of more Indians? By faith, we have Indians enough at our back door, and trouble too.
Sir, I understand your feelings, and I have anticipated your response. But will you listen to what I have to say?
Oh, of course, Savage. Proceed.
The Indians on the eastern shore are not like the Powhatans here. They are friendly. I know, for I have been among them, and I have talked with them. There is an absence in them of deceit and treachery, which you find among the Indians here. They are, indeed, almost childlike in their native tendency toward friendship. And I think that you'll be pleased to learn, sir, they are also willing to trade.
Are you sure?
I am sure that the corn is plentiful with them, for the soil is rich and dark. The land is flat and free of rocks and easy to cultivate. There are also great flocks of geese, and in some places, waterfowl cover the water as far as the eye can see. I cannot begin to tell you of the natural wealth of the land.
Your account is quite enticing. and your enthusiasm a bit contagious. On the one hand, I am disposed to be cautious, for I'm too well aware of the unhappy entanglements with the Indians here. On the other hand, I fail to see how I can afford not to take advantage of such a storehouse that you have described, when our larders here leave so much to be desired, and hope of supplementing them with trade with Powhatan and his people, doubtful indeed. Do you have a proposal that is equal to my position?
The only proposal that I can offer, sir, is that you allow your representatives to accompany me to meet with the Accomack tribe, and determine for themselves the nature of the natives and the trade possibilities there. This is the idea I had in mind from the first, for I would not expect you to take my word alone on an issue of such weight.
In matters concerning the Indians, your judgment far surpasses mine. Of that I am sure. And you reportedly have shown great discretion in your dealings with them. However, in the interest of the Virginia Royal Company, I feel it is my duty to exercise a degree of caution.
Sir, can you see that any harm could come from appraising the situation?
No, I do not. When can you be ready, Ensign Savage?
On Monday next, sir.
Excellent. I will instruct my men.
Thank you, sir. I do not think that you will regret it. Good day, Your Excellency.
Good day, Ensign Savage.
Right this way.
Party!
Yes, Your Excellency.
What do you know of this matter? Is Ensign Savage overwhelmed with his enthusiasm? Or are things as he speaks of the Indian kingdom?
Your Excellency, from all reports, the kingdom of Accomack is just as Ensign Savage has pictured it. A place of peace and plenty. As for the Indians, Captain John Smith himself marveled at their hospitality and wrote that they were the comeliest and most proper and civil natives he has encountered on his journey so far.
If all of this is true, Pori, Ensign Savage has brought us an excellent piece of good fortune.
Sir, I could scarcely still my tongue as Ensign Savage has petitioned you.
Am I correct to assume, Secretary Pori, that you were not only desirous, but you were anxious to accompany Ensign Savage as my representative on Monday next?
Indeed, sir. The company has commissioned me to renew the salt works, and I feel the kingdom of Accomack might be a better place than Smith Island. And I would be happy to investigate.
Shall we go out and discuss it?
Yes, sir.
We'll wait here.
But Ensign Savage, will they know we have arrived?
I'm sure they already know, sir.
How right you are, Ensign
What are you
Savage!
doing? Sir, trust me to handle this and refrain from showing hostility.
My eyes fall on violence on report.
My friend drew his musket in fright, Chief Kiptopee. He and the others at Jamestown have known nothing but treachery from Powhatan and his braves. He finds it hard to believe in the peaceful nature of your tribesmen.
Come, let us talk. Do you see any deformity there?
Indeed, no, Chief Kiptopee.
No more is insight, but as sincere and true. Welcome to our land.
In the name of the governor, I thank you for those kind words of welcome.
Secretary Pori has come to seek Devadeva's permission to establish the salt works here.
The settlers prefer the meats fresh and seasoned.
My brother knows of your rival. He's coming to speak with you. His footfall is near.
My friend, Tom Newport, too many tides rise and fall between your visits, my friend.
It is good to be back, Devadeva. I have brought Secretary Pori with me. He comes in the name of the governor and would speak with you.
The governor's men will make salt for the white people here.
And for that, I beg your permission.
And where would you make your salt?
With your consent, I would like to search this day.
Search freely.
The governor and my people will be grateful for your kindness.
How do your people fare?
They suffer from want of food.
Jamestown does not offer the abundance of your kingdom, and we can no longer trade with Powhatan.
And so we ask yet another favor of you, Patawamak.
Patawamak. Trade for food, Tom Newport.
Yes, Devadeva, we would like to trade with you if we can do it in peace.
My brothers and I wish only peace with the white man.
If we trade in a good faith.
Devadevan and Kiptapee, speak the truth. I know the sincerity of their friendship.
Go, tell your chief, there is a place of land for his people here. This we give to you in peace and friendship.
You mean to say you give us land as well as friendship?
The land is a token of our friendship.
My governor and my people will be grateful.
And to you, my friend. There is a neck of land not far distant. My brother, Kiptapee, will lead you there. Take it with my blessing.
I am overwhelmed by your generosity, Devadevan. I have felt a kinship with this land. Since the day I first set foot here, I never thought to call it my home.
Governor Yardley was convinced the task of transforming a little wild seagirt frontier into a home was a hard and an arduous one. But to the early settlers of the Eastern Shore, it was a new beginning, which encompassed more than just the planting of crops and the building of homes. Indeed, they, like the colonists in Jamestown, had a vision of a way of life. They had experienced the sweet taste of freedom and security, and they were destined to play a part in the great drama of democracy that was just beginning.
Out of the savage forest wide, the settlers fell the stately pine. Upon the sandy fertile loam, turn it to a rough-hewn home. Swing the axe, drive the stake, till the earth and watch it break. Out of labor sweet and long, swells this haunting freedom song.
My whole life I have not known such content.
Aye, Hannah, 'twas meant to be this way. There's a dignity in man that cries out and will not be satisfied until he has something he can call his own.
And you, Tom, you have a whole kingdom to wander and work in, a kingdom to dream on. You are wondrous lucky.
Yes, Hannah, I recount my blessings every day and never cease to marvel at my good fortune. I believe I could wander the face of the earth and never find a spot more suitable for my own habitation. This place is in my blood and a part of me. My heart has, indeed, found a home.
And my heart, Thomas, is fit to burst from my body when I see the vision in your eyes. It has made my life here full of adventure. I no longer yearn for home, for I have found a truer home here with you. Such peace and serenity makes me ponder at times what heaven could hold beyond this.
That's a sweet speech, Hannah. I pray our son will love this land the same as we. But we must look beyond our own personal comfort and partake of a broader dream that would encompass this whole kingdom. It may seem a piece of Eden now, but no plot of earth will stay a paradise for long if all its inhabitants do not share the same vision of its future.
And you have that vision, Thomas.
Yes, Hannah, I can see so far, sometimes it startles me, as all things that are too good to be true startle us. But I fear the very well-being which we and our neighbors enjoy may someday delude us into a false sense of security.
Whatever do you mean, Thomas?
I mean, Hannah, that being content with our lot here and sequestered from the rest of the colony, we may fail to take our rightful place in its government.
And that is dangerous?
Yes, exceedingly so. For there are men without dreams, men without ideals. The rest of us must struggle to attain the kinds of life that we want here in this new land. And then there's the perpetual struggle to keep it. Perhaps that's the hardest part of all.
There are men like you, Thomas, who prize the kind of life we have here enough to defend it. You must not allow yourself to be devoured by this great passion for a perfect way of life. Such things are not come by in one generation by one man. When they are, they lose their perfection. It is the common aim, the common desire that establishes permanence. And we must not forget the good God above us all, whose power is beyond that of big or little men. It is strong and sure.
Yes, Hannah, you have a simple wisdom and faith, which I sometimes lose in my zeal. You must help me to hold on to it. O God, our Father, we thank Thee for the bounty of Thy hand, for wooded fields and plenteous yields, for food from bay and land,
For warmth of home and hearth, and earth so rich and sweet, for countless blessings on us shed, to make our days replete.
Amen. It's your brother and sister, Hannah. What are they doing here?
Oh, Elizabeth!
Well, Will.
Will, so good to see you. Oh, Mary.
What has happened? You look so frightened.
Are mother and father safe and well?
All of Jamestown trembles under a cloud of fear. Mary's husband is taking care of mother and father, but it is our safety that I'm afraid for.
Is it the Powhatans?
Yes, I am afraid it is a dreary situation.
What turn of treachery do they take? Tell us, please.
Not as yet. It is their very inactivity that we fear. We haven't heard from him in so long that we're afraid.
We fear and we know not what we fear. And that is the worst fear of all. There's a silence in the air and a stir in the woods that is so mysterious. I can sense a change is about to happen.
Mama, why are you crying? Don't be afraid. Daddy and Papa are strong. No one can hurt us.
I should like to leave Mary and the child here for a spell. There are Indians here too, I know, but it is the lesser of two evils.
No, Will. Will, you
as I said.
You cannot leave us.
You need have no fear of the Indians here, Will.
You cannot be too sure of that, Tom Savage. Chief Opacancanal and another Indian brave were seen to depart in this direction this morning. The governor thinks they're forming some sort of alliance with Devadevan. He dispatched Secretary Pori here immediately. We ourselves came with him.
And where is Pori now?
Gone to speak with the new Burgesses. He wants to speak with you too. He'll be here presently.
What is this Devadevan?
I bring bad thoughts, friend. These are Powhatan's braves. They come to enlist our aid in an act of violence against your brothers across the water.
They came to gather poisonous herbs.
They come all this way to gather herbs.
Poison herbs grow only here.
And what would they do with them?
Poison the white man's well water.
You must warn the white settlers. Violence soon to be acted upon them by Powhatan.
Ensign Savage! What have we here? My eyes failed me, or is that really Chief Opacancanal?
Your eyes do not fail you, sir.
In your passion for friendship with the Indian, do you ally yourself with the enemy of your own people?
Just one moment, Secretary Pori. If you notice, Chief Opacancanal and his companion are unwilling captives of Devadevan's braves.
And what is the meaning of it?
Devadevan and his people have just done the settlers a great service. Chief Opacancanal came in search of a poisonous herb that grows only here in Accomack. His intent was to poison the settlers' well water. Devadevan has refused him aid and has come to warn the settlers of pending danger.
Devadevan did this. I beg your pardon, Ensign Savage. And yours, Devadevan. Devadevan's integrity does him credit.
There's no time for apologies, Secretary Pori. You must return to Jamestown at once and tell the settlers to take what precaution they are able. Time is valuable now. It may mean the difference between life and death.
The Jamestown Massacre in 1622 wiped out 350 colonists, enough to severely cripple the small settlement. Had it not been for Devadevan, the casualty list would have been even longer. This disaster created anxiety among the inhabitants of Jamestown, who immediately contemplated moving to the eastern shore. The inhabitants of the eastern shore, although free of Indian outrages, knew loss and suffering too. The eastern shore was not always the paradise it seemed to the frightened, hungry band at Jamestown. That was merely a goal of perfection that the inhabitants strove toward. Trouble came many times to plague both the Indian and the white man. A shipwrecked sailor is washed up on the shore, somewhere in the kingdom of Accomack. Alive, but death and disease follow in his way, for he is a victim of smallpox. In a fit of delirium, he stumbles into an Indian village, infecting the inhabitants.
saddened by your misery, for I cannot end your suffering and your pain. For many moons, we have lived in peace and harmony with our white brothers. I can free your spirits of false whispers and tell you our white brothers did not send us this demon. I grow old. Like you, I have not seen much of what lies beyond this land. My friend, Tom Newport, came from beyond the great water. He and his people have known only peace and contentment here. This is not a place of violence. Keep this land. We must keep this land peaceful.
See here on either hand, this flat, this rich, this fertile land, this white, this glistening sand, a kingdom set apart to smallpox epidemic very nearly extinguished the Indian tribes on the eastern shore. Those who were left lived in peace with their white brothers, but they were so few and scattered that tribal ties soon weakened. Some years later, misfortune struck too in yet another place.
Your hand is comforting, Hannah. You bring me such comfort.
And I will be here to bring you comfort always, Thomas.
Hannah, if I should not rise again,
Do not think on such a thing. I will nurse you back to health with every ounce of love and strength that's in me.
Hannah, listen, I must say this. I want our son to think for himself. Hannah, you must inspire John. All this is not for personal adventure, but for the good of all.
Your body is tired of talk, Tom. Be quiet and rest. There will come a time when you're well to tell John all of these things yourself.
John and his generation must know what goes on beyond this Seeger kingdom. And they must care too and protect this haven of peace we have here.
Oh, Tom, there's a sweet spirit of independence here. You need not fear.
An independent spirit is dangerous when it is selfish and people cease to care what happens. The spirit of independence must be for everyone. Help John to understand that, Hannah.
Of course I will, Tom. And when he does, it is sure and certain he can fill a man's place in this world. You are so sensitive and so wise. The colony does have need of men with just that turn of mind.
Sometimes I believe you read my thoughts, Hannah.
Oh no, Tom. Your thoughts just fall so fast I have to sort through them to understand them. Now be quiet and rest.
And now I can rest.
Tom? Tom!
The settlers all mourned the passing of young Thomas Savage, who had paved the way for their settlement in the kingdom of Acme. But there was his son, John, who bore his name and to whom he passed on certain traits of character rare in most men. Thomas Savage could rest in peace, for the little kingdom of Accomac, though separated from the seat of government by distance and water, made herself heard many times. Over the waters of the Chesapeake echoed the voices of the settlers in protest or proclamation. Though at first deeply royalist in sentiment, the Eastern Shore man fast became a rugged individualist. Among these prominent settlers of the Eastern Shore was Thomas Johnson. He fought for and championed the cause of the people, and it was he who in 1652 called a meeting in Dr. Hack's old field. Stephen Charlton, despite early setbacks in his life, became one of the most prominent men of the Eastern Shore, and he was there to lead and assemble the group that would pen Northampton County grievances. Stephen Horsey and William Whittington were there, as well as John Ellis, Levin Denwood, and Jonathan Nuttall. Young John Savage, son of Thomas Savage, was there as well. It could hardly have been known to them at the time, but they would be making history at Old Hack's Field, being the first settlers to protest the taxes being levied by the crown on the inhabitants of the New World.
Taxes! No parliament! Taxes! No good!
Court business. As you know, I'm one of your commissioners.
Commission.
Yeah, there's no secret how I feel about the taxes that have been levied against us.
That's right.
They're arbitrary.
Yes.
They're capricious.
That's right.
And they're unjust.
That's right.
And I feel it is time that we, as citizens of Northampton, must voice our displeasure to the Grand Assembly in Jamestown.
Yes, right now.
However, not all the commissioners agree with it. They don't share a settlement.
The commission is a company of asses and villains!
Now, since we are dealing with a company of asses and villains, and our complaints are falling on deaf ears, we must take matters into our own hands.
Right!
We must form a commission.
Right now!
A committee that will register our complaints and ink a formal protest to the Grand Assembly in Jamestown. Now, who will lead us on this?
Charles!
Charlton, yeah! I agree. Mr. Charlton, will you be so good as to take and lead us on this business?
I will, Mr. Johnson.
Relish!
For many years, Northampton has been cut off from the rest of the colony.
Yes!
We have had thoughts that someday we would become an independent province.
Good one.
Alas, since we had no place in the assembly since 1647, and our pleas for elections were ignored, we understood that would not be the case. We demand a hearing at once.
Right now!
The county commission does not work in our best interest.
Never
Governor Parliament.
That's right.
Why, the ink is barely dried on a document, and we are forced to sign it. And they expect loyalty. Ha! Sir Jack's breed not loyalty, only contempt. These taxes are illegal. We shall declare them so. We will not pay until they answer our grievances. I say we strike while the Commonwealth of Virginia is but 18 days old. What say ye? Savage, what have you to say?
I have no more suggestions.
Good.
But I would like to say a few words.
Then proceed, John.
I have listened well to your comments, gentlemen, and I am in full agreement. Parliament appointees have indeed overstepped their bounds. That we should be moved to protest is only natural, even justifiable, but justifiable only under certain circumstances. I believe these protests should neither be uttered nor penned in the heat of anger. Anger alone does not justify us. Only by our dreams of the future are we justified. We all love this land. Indeed, others in colony have at times looked at it longingly as a haven, a kind of Eden. But we must remember that no plot of earth will stay a paradise for long if all its inhabitants do not share the same vision of its future. Those words are not my own, gentlemen. They are the words of my father, one who loved this land even more than we. He looked into the future and saw this settlement taking its rightful path in the government of this colony. The present state of affairs has caused us to feel little kinship with the Western Shore. If these are the things we think on, then let us pen our protest, but let us do it thoughtfully, free of anger, for the sake of our piece of Eden and for Edens in men's minds everywhere.
someday those dreams will become the voice of freedom. The Northampton protest was sent to James City, but it was not acted upon until a year later. However, these early settlers of the Eastern Shore might well be called the fathers of independence. For the Northampton protest of 1652 was the first objection raised against taxation without representation in the New World.
You know what, Lizzie? What is it? I'm sick and tired of working at this blooming Pungatee Gale House. Day and night, night and day, on my knees, scrubbing these floors, swilling this ale, and for what? 6pence a week and a kick in the arse. Oh, you've got your bread and your cheese and your aisle. Oh, stop grumbling. Oh, come on, come on.
Oh, would you just get to work?
Come on,
Make it fast.
well,
Not like last week when it took you 4
you're
hours
gonna
to
be on
marry
the
a
door
cat.
if you don't do something simple. Come on. Come on, we've got to get this done. Hold your horses. We have got all day. This place is going to open in 5 minutes, and look, it's a mess. And we're going to have a full house tonight, too.
Well, that's good. I hear Cornelius Watkinson is going to be here. That rich Cornelius Watkinson. I want you to be nice to him, Gertie.
And you know how he likes his ladies voluptuous, Maggie, right?
Oh, yeah.
I might have myself a Watkinson tonight.
Well, you better be sweeping this floor. Nobody's going to be here. That nice sea captain is going to be here tonight, too. I want you to take care of him, Franny. And you know what I mean. Don't you worry, Maggie. I know what you're doing. And then come the
Open the tavern and pray.
Oh,
competition to the king's commission. All they ever deign to say is no, 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 and nay, nay, nay.
All they ever did to say is no, 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 and nay, nay, nay. Unjust laws they should revoke. England's kings and it's a joke. Justice to Parliament. Yeah!
By the very fact that you recognize your problem and that you realize the root of it. There are those among us who remain quite ignorant of what you already know.
John is right. How many of your neighbors know that recent acts of Parliament are based on mercantile theory? Now you hit the nail on the head, Burgess Kendall. Parliament aims to control the overseas plantation in such a way as to aid primarily the business and the commerce of the mother country. Aye. And the British merchants reap the profits. I say, if we be British subjects, we ought to reap a few ourselves. What say you, Cornelius Watkinson? You've been from England, buddy, yet? You know better than we the state of things there.
I do. It's true, the London merchants do grow into a rich lot. Why, one can scarce tell by looking at them whether they be merchants or gentry. And I fear 'tis the likes of us that line their pockets.
And what are we to do? Where do we begin?
We ignore the trade wars as long as Watkins can work there all right as an ostler at the door.
Hold your tongue, you old sea dog. 'Twas an honest job, and when I had done with that, I moved indoors. I became a prompter of lines. I'd have you know I'm acquainted with all the tricks of the trade.
Tricks of the trade. Do you think you know them well enough to stage a production of your own?
Well, certainly, but what is it you're thinking?
She's thinking that poetic license allows a body to think and speak what she's a mind to, without fear of reprimand.
That's it. That's the answer. A play with political undertones.
And couched in comedy and wit.
Right?
But where would it be given?
I say it should be given in Accomac, where the royal assembly is strongest.
What about the inn at Eastville? Eastville?
Is it big enough to accommodate a crowd?
Yeah. We could hold it in the yard. The yard! Many is the play I've seen in the inn yards of England. Oh, it will be a mighty grand play, with music and rhymed verse and bombast. Plenty of bombast. I think I'll lay it in an alehouse. An alehouse would lend itself to good talk and a ready display of wit.
Just make sure the message is not lost in the wit Watkinson.
Yeah! You leave that to me, you old sea dog. Lord of mercy, here I am, Cornelius Watkinson. A free man in the new world, breaking the bonds of ignorance and bringing the light of knowledge to the common man.
I say we hold it here. I have a perfect tale. I'll see her in Concatee.
Right here and right now. We're gathered here together to see a play and praise the day, if it prove fair weather. Now, lend an ear and listen well, and long before we're through, you'll hear a message in this play, especially for you. The setting is the Bag of Nails, an inn in London town, where one can hear the latest from Parliament to Crown. The players are three hearties. Each shall play his part. I am Peter Quinch, the lead. Acting is my art.
And Howard, if you please. I prefer just say.
Like an alley cat.
And Darby is who I'll play, in favor of the king.
All right. Forget about the players, forget about the plot. Take it as you like it, according to your lot. But lay aside your toils and cares. For this, we want to dub a comedy, both light and gay. Ye bear and ye cub.
With that hair, you look like a bear. You be the bear.
Drink up, me hearties, let the ale flow free. Here's to a monarch and gay frivolity, and drink to the ladies who flutter at the court, all for the pleasure of King Charlie's sport. Drink up, me hearties, let the ale flow free. Here's to a monarch and gay frivolity, and drink to old England and land of the sea. The praise of our sovereign, good Charlie the King. Everyone up, be hearties and the ale flow free. Here's to a monarch and gay frivolity, and drink to the ladies who flutter at the court, all for the pleasure of King Charlie's sport. Be hearties, let the ale flow free. Here's to a monarch and gay frivolity, and drink to England the red of the sea, the praise of our sovereign good Charlie the King.
Oh! It was a happy day when Charles took back the crown. London has come out of mourning, and every town and hamlet rocks with mirth. Long live King Charles II!
Long live King Charles II!
You praise our sovereign Lord the King, whose word no man relies on, who's never said a foolish thing, and never done a wise thing.
Listen to the fool talk!
He's tipsy for sure.
I tipsy but neither blind nor deaf.
Then why, my good fellow, do you speak of the king in such a jesting manner? Has not he brought laughter back to our straight-laced kingdom?
You best mind your tongue, Peter Quince, if you want to hold on to it.
Oh, but what good is a tongue if it cannot speak the truth? Better to have done with it.
Peter Quince has taken leave of his senses. He prattles like a man.
No madman I. The ale hath loosed my tongue a bit, 'tis true. But any fool can perceive the wisdom of my words. Why, perhaps it takes a fool.
A fool indeed. You do not know when you are well off. The sovereign has lifted the yoke of Puritanism from our shoulders. Once more we breathe free air. Shouts of laughter fill our playhouses, and once more an Englishman can sing a song of joy.
Oh, but at what price, man? Are you so blinded by this kingdom's gaiety that you can't see that every day we grow deeper and deeper into debt?
And you think the sovereign responsible?
Oh, the king's extravagances have put us there. Well, Whitehall has become a brothel. The scene of an endless celebration where the king makes merry not with one mistress, but a dozen.
That is pure slander, Peter Quince. There are those at court that value the king's loyalty and who respect his judgment.
There are those at court to whom the king feels such loyalty. Leeches are. Why, that they would live in the lap of luxury while the poor among us starve for want of bread. Does not Parliament hold a tight rein on colonial affairs?
Do not Englishmen have the right to regulate the colonial plantations in the interest of the mother country?
Aye, they do. And that will be England's downfall. Mark my words. Even the bear cub, when separated from its mother, makes its own lair.
You old fool. We all know there's plenty of loyalty in the colonies. The king has not acted the despot there.
No, but by his cold indifference to colonial affairs, he's allowed his council and parliament to do it for him. Hey, he favors all his kith and kin and wallows in his easeful sin, while parliament rules from the bench. Charlie courts some
If you be sober, Peter Quince, you would not be so spree with your slanderous nonsense.
Slander? Nonsense?
Not at all.
You'll see. The colonies are too far away. The ties will soon weaken under the very restrictions and regulations that were designed to strengthen them. Oh, when this Dutch kettle of fish is cooked, I'm moving to Virginia. Peter Quince will take a winch and leave you lads behind. He'll set his sail and face the gale and break all ties that bind.
No, Peter Quince. The marriage knot is the hardest one to break.
Anyone Quince would take that old bag of bones.
When is the last that would jump at the chance to fatten up these bones?
Wait. Is it a saucy wench you want, or home-cooked victuals that you crave?
The wench.
'Tis a free man in a free land that I want to be. Oh, 'tis a sweet, free air they'll be breathing in Virginia.
True.
Free of the stench of filth and corruption. Every man a king in his own humble home.
Peter Quince, you be not sensible. But for a moment ago, you declared that the long arm of Parliament reaches even to the colonies.
Aye, I did, but I also told you how the bear cub would outgrow its mother.
Here he goes with his metaphors again.
And how mixed they'd be. There's no reasoning with a drunken sailor.
Drunk, you say? Thus, have I seen a king at chess. His rooks and knights withdrawn, his queen and bishops in distress, and here and there a pawn. Perhaps knew the situation there too well, for they were arrested by His Majesty's Attorney for Accomack County and tried. The three were acquitted, but on account of the trial, we have a record of Ye Bear and Ye Cub, the first English-spoken play acted in America. We like to think that the play itself gave expression to an independence of thought that was prevalent on the Eastern Shore at the time. An independence of thought that would have been championed by Thomas Savage himself, that was championed by his descendants in the days and years to come. We shall soon see.
Things are in a state of unrest, to say the least, Captain Custis.
I'm sure the rebel Bacon is still bent on fighting the Indians.
And a good job he has made of it, too, with no assistance from the governor, you can be sure.
Oh, I don't suppose you can blame the governor for desisting from the tires of the war.
There's more than the governor's laziness involved.
Well,
I can assure you of that, Custis.
What is it then, Kendall?
Well, the governor grows rich on his trade with the Indians, and he is determined that such a profitable business should not be interfered with.
Oh, perhaps. But he's also been riled by the rebel Bacon's attempts to take matters into his own hands. Any authority would resent being overridden in such a manner.
Bacon tried to reason with the governor first, but to no avail. The Indian incursions only worsened, and more lives and property were lost.
He did the only thing he could. And I, for one, glory in his courage.
Ah, Burgess Kendall, you sound like a rebel yourself.
Burgess Kendall's feelings, like my own, run high at the moment. We were met with disappointment at the last meeting of the Assembly.
Disappointment?
I refer to their failure to secure a proper hearing for our Northampton grievances. I, too, was distressed, gentlemen, at the passive manner in which the document seems to have been dismissed.
Had we asked for the moon, we would have had that sooner.
Instead, we asked for a few safeguards to ensure against corrupt practices of governments.
What is it, bastard?
Captain Custis, sir. There's a gentleman outside. He says he must speak with you at once.
Major Beverly, are you all right?
Gentlemen, Captain Custis, sir, I must speak with you about a matter of utmost importance.
Do you wish to confer in private?
No, there isn't time for that. What I have to say concerns us all, and I must come to the point at the expense of seeming rude. I come as His Excellency, Governor Buckley's representative. The governor will be here shortly.
The governor? Here?
That young rebel Bacon has incited such a mob against the governor that it is impossible for him to remain on the western shore in safety. He had no alternative but to impose upon your friendship and to ask your aid in a plan in his behalf.
From the standpoint of our long friendship, the governor is most welcome to the hospitality of my home. Whether it's in my power to be of further aid, I do not know. I will have to be informed of his strategy.
I shall leave it for him to explain. He will be here at any moment.
Captain Custis, sir. The governor has arrived.
Show him in at once, Bastion. Dear guest, I must ask you to retire to the drawing room immediately. This is indeed an emergency.
His Excellency, Governor Berkeley, Captain Custis.
Oh, Burgess Kendall, Burgess Savage, young lad.
Welcome to Arlington, Your Excellency.
Well, thank you, Captain Custis. I have been run out of the capital.
Governor,
So I wish this were under pleasanter circumstances.
I had no idea that the rebel Bacon's attempted rebellion had reached such a dangerous pass. When I first heard news of it, I thought it just a local uprising that would shortly be repressed.
Sir, the governor's office, his very life is in danger.
What is the strategy that Major Beverly has spoken?
I need my own army of men, Custis. The only way I have of regaining the capital. Let me get to the point. What do you think the chances are of raising an army here on the eastern shore?
This whole affair has come as such a surprise. I honestly do not know, Your Excellency. However, let us take stock of conditions here. There are right now among us men of prominence and influence who are most loyal to remain most loyal to the crown, and their support you can be sure.
But you will first have to deal with those who are resentful of the passive manner with which Northampton grievances are met at Jamestown City. Among them are men of no mean influence.
I can do that, Burgess Kendall.
Governor, they will accept nothing except total redress for their grievances. Are you prepared to do that in exchange for their aid?
I can do that and more, Kendall. If we are successful in raising men and supplies here on the eastern shore, I will Forgive the taxes for Accomack and Northampton County.
That is a large promise, Your Excellency.
Of course it is, Savage. What is the governor to do? He came here expecting aid from your people, not to be openly bargained with. Your Excellency, I believe we have lost sight of one factor which will most definitely be in your favor.
What is that, Beverly?
While it is true that this latter element of which Burgess Kendall spoke is resentful, as he says, it is also true that the great mass of people here can have but little sympathy for the rebels and their cause. For troubles with Indians is something quite foreign to these parts. Is that not true, Captain Custer?
It is quite true, Major Beverly, and I might add, an excellent observation.
An excellent observation indeed.
Custis!
Captain Custis, would you trade on the ignorance of your people and be party to such a scheme?
It is our duty to protect the governor at all costs, Burgess Savage. We must be showing our loyalty by raising this army, and quickly.
I knew I could count on you, Custis. If we are successful in raising a following here, I will appoint you my Major General in charge of the King's Army of the Eastern Shore.
Bastion!
Yes, sir?
Take His Excellency and Major Beverly to our guest quarters and see that they have everything that they need. Tell cook to prepare food for them.
At once, sir.
We are most appreciative of your hospitality, sir.
You may rest and refresh yourself after such a strenuous journey.
It has been a strenuous journey, especially that boat ride across the Chesapeake. I will not forget your kindness.
You're most welcome, Your Excellency. You're among friends.
Thank you.
Pray, follow me.
Come on, Burgess. Savage and Kendall.
We must search for the strongest, most able-bodied young men among us.
Here's one strong, able-bodied young man whose aid you better not count on.
Would you disgrace your father's office of Burgess by disloyalty, Tom Savage?
You use the word loyalty a mite freely, Captain Custis. What has the governor done to deserve our loyalty? He has refused to come to the aid of the people of the Western Shore, just as he has refused our aid. They were just trying to gain protection for their homes and their families, just as we were trying to fight corruption in our own government. He turned a deaf ear to both of us. Can he expect us to welcome him with open arms?
But the governor has promised a redress of our grievances.
Promises! I ask you, gentlemen, what store can be placed in the promises of such a man?
Tom is right. He expressed himself a bit strongly, but he's right.
Men are in prison for such expressions. Will you too be a traitor to the crown?
If loyalty to the crown means that I, Burgess William Kendall, must forsake my own principles and the well-being of the people I serve, well, then I be a traitor, John Custis.
Bravo.
Major General Custis set about to raise the King's Army on the Eastern Shore, but it was not an easy task. Men of the Eastern Shore were no longer in the hitherto existing party lines, and the citizenry as a whole was only lukewarm in its interest in the governor's cause. A few influential supporters, who still retained the royalist sympathies of their fathers, did contribute supplies and money to Berkeley and his cause. But the troops that Custis gathered were composed of a bunch of ne'er-do-wells and longshoremen from the seaside islands. It was their desire for plunder that won them to Berkeley's side. And so the King's Army, a ragtag band, departed for Jamestown. In the meantime, Berkeley established his headquarters at Arlington on the shore of Old Plantation Creek. The Eastern Shore continued to cry out against corrupt practices of government which had crept in during early colonization. And as was to be expected, the trade laws became more stringent, old loyalties faded, And by the early 18th century, ties between the mother country and the colonies had worn dangerously thin.
Nathaniel, what's smuggling? It's what our father is doing at the creek right now.
You best mind how you talk about your father, boy. Master Tom Savage not gonna do nothing wrong.
But what's smuggling? It's bringing things into one place from the other in secret. But why do you have to do it in secret? Because the law says you have to pay taxes on things, like rum, sugar, and molasses. And if you don't want to pay taxes on things, you have to bring them in secret. You mean our father's breaking the law? Yes, and he sometimes brings things in the house he's not supposed to bring in at all.
Now listen here. You must stop telling your sister all those things. Miss Sarah, your father's not gonna do nothing wrong. If they were good laws, don't you ever think he'd break them. Those are bad laws.
Oh, I know that, Catullus. I heard my father say if Parliament had its way, we'd all starve. Parliament? What's that? Oh, Sarah, you ask too many questions. Golly, Nathaniel, what was that? I told you, Sarah. It's father's men smuggling. You can't smuggle without any light. They've got lanterns.
Now listen. It's probably that old bogey.
What bogey, Catullus?
What a bogey of Frog Marsh.
Oh, Catullus, that bogey wouldn't be all the way down here. He haunts the woods up where Grandfather Littleton lives.
Listen, that bogey's all over. You never know where he'll show up when it gets dark out and the wind howls and the window plays rattles. All right, I'll tell you, but you've got to lean back, shut your eyes, and imagine. I'll see if I can't conjure me up a bogey. Listen now, you can hear him out there in the night. Out of the dismal marsh, and through the pitch-black night, a bogey comes a-stalking, a grim and awful sight. His cry has led the hunters in generations gone. They've sought his tracks of terror that disappeared with dawn. Imprints of his footfall lost in marshy ways, and echoes of Yahoo! Yahoo! The monster is in haze. From warmth of home and earth, on many a winter's eve, they've gone with gun and rod, his figure to perceive. Whether man or beast, those hunters did not know, for they never found a trace of the strange and stealthy foe. Imprints of his footfall, lost in marshy ways, and echoes of Yahoo! Yahoo! The monster fled in souls would fill with terror, and their blood run cold and chill, as they heard his cry resounding, long and loud and shrill. And on a winter's eve, when the moon is lost from view, if you happen to pass by Craddock Marsh, and there's no one there but you, imprints of his footfall, lost in marshy ways, and echoes of Yahoo, Yahoo, the monster fled in haze. Yahoo, Yahoo! Yahoo, Yahoo! Yahoo, Yahoo! Bravo!
It was no bogey, sir. It was father's men smuggling. Smuggling, smuggling, smuggling. That's all you talk about, Nathaniel. Catulus's stories are much better than your old smuggle talk. I'll tell us another one, Catulus, please.
Let's see. Have you ever heard of the headless man of Taylor's Bridge?
Bogies? Headless men? What was that?
Probably the headless man. He heard what you were saying. Oh!
The refrain of Catulus's tale, perhaps, carried an ominous foreboding. For in 1766, the child Nathaniel, grown to manhood, was a member of the county commission. It was in this year that echoes of the Northampton protest resounded in the courthouse at Eastville. Men of another generation, grown yet more individualistic than their fathers, bristled with indignation at the British Parliament's Stamp Act. The new act was imposed on all American colonists and required them to pay a tax on every piece of printed paper that they used. Ship's papers, legal documents, licenses, newspapers, other publications, even playing cards were taxed. The money collected by the Stamp Act was to be used to help pay the costs of defending and protecting the American frontier near the Appalachian Mountains.
The point in question, gentlemen, is the so-called Stamp Act of Parliament binding on the inhabitants of the colony.
Might I add, Mr. Eyre, is an equally important point in question. Will we incur any penalties by not using the stamp paper agreeable under the directions of the said act?
Quite right, Mr. Stringer. And what is your opinion, gentlemen?
And not only that, but we must not forget the argument of Parliament, that their purpose is to raise revenue in America, towards deferring expenses incurred in our defense and protection.
Defense? Protection? Indeed. In the last war, the colonies raised, clothed, and paid thousands of people.
Not only that, John Wilkins, but we must not forget that in the past, the colonies were forced to take part in European wars started by the monarchs of Europe, wars which brought us no advantage.
There's one member of the commission we have not heard from. What do you mean to add, Nathaniel Savage?
I cannot feel, gentlemen, that we are too far afield in our thinking for the Stamp Act. Congress in New York has already declared that taxes cannot be imposed without the consent of the people. The Stamp Act, and many of those which preceded it, have threatened our liberty. If we fail to stand steadfast to preserve our liberty, we defile the ideals of our ancestors. If we fail them, we kill the vision that they cherished. That is all I have to say, gentlemen.
Well spoken, Mr. Savage. Can we assume by this that you feel that the said act is unconstitutional?
Precisely, Mr. Wilkins.
Then, gentlemen, I move that we declare that the Stamp Act does not bind, affect, or concern the inhabitants of the colonies, since said act is unconstitutional.
And I second that motion.
All those favorably inclined to the motion, make it known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Then the declaration is unanimous. Let it so be entered into the record. Nathaniel's right, gentlemen. For the first time, we have done a thing that no county in the New World has ever dared to do. We have declared an act of British Parliament unconstitutional.
Years after that memorable meeting in the courthouse at Eastville, and shortly after the first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord, the Declaration of Independence of the 13 states of North America was proclaimed at the door of the same courthouse. Among those present was Nathaniel Savage, instrumental in the Northampton Act of 1766. On this day, August 13th, 1776, he and others took their oath of fidelity as magistrate.
Citizens and neighbors, in a few moments, several of these gentlemen, along with me, will step inside the courthouse to take the oath of fidelity as magistrates. I feel it is only fitting and proper that I, Nathaniel Savage, admonish you not to mistake the solemnity of this occasion, nor the import of this document. The ideals of our forefathers are deep-seated within us. I say to you, my friends, that we dare not fail them or our own generation.
No.